welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going back to the Glowforge. So I noticed that one of my last Glowforge videos really picked up a lot of views. You guys were very interested in the things that I use with my Glowforge and what I needed, what I got to get started. The link to that video will be up above here. Now what I'm going to do is show you a little crash course in starting up a project with the Glowforge, setting up the file using the Glowforge interface. The Glowforge is used with an online interface. It does not have its own program that you download. It's all online, so you can actually use this fairly easily. Makes it much more accessible. It does have its drawbacks being entirely online. You know, if the servers ever went down on Glowforge, there could be potential issues there. I would prefer my laser to have its own software program, but considering the barrier to entry with some of the other lasers, which cost a lot more, and the program itself has a price tag, I will gladly use Glowforge's free interface. Now, while the interface itself is free, with Glowforge there is a premium subscription that you can purchase. This does run, looks like about $50 a month. Now, if you got in when they first rolled out the subscription, I believe we're only paying about $15 a month or so, or $20 a month. Don't quote me, I may be wrong on that. But it's great with adding a lot of little tools and features and giving you some free files and things like that with Glowforge. I have not canceled it since I did get in at the lower tier. I actually very much enjoy it. I do get a decent amount of use out of it. It's great for quick designs if I need a quick font without having to go search for one or buy one. If I need some little quick graphics and stuff, they're great for that. But for the most part, when it comes to the projects that I make with the Glowforge, I will either design them myself, which I am in the midst of designing a very large project right now, which is a set of plant stakes. But I am going into all different kinds of herbs and veggies and plants and making little drawings for them that will go on the stakes. That is quite a large undertaking. There is a lot of variety, and I'm still working on that. It's going to be a little while before that's out, but I intend to eventually be able to create my own plant stakes, and hopefully year after year that will be a bestseller, and maybe even potentially sell the file as well down the road. But when it comes to my projects, I do buy a lot of SVGs. Now, you do not need to be a designer to use Glowforge whatsoever. You can very easily buy all of your designs and your graphics. The Glowforge interface is quite versatile, and you can make some adjustments within the interface. They do keep adding more and more features. It's under constant development, which is great. So they keep adding a lot of support for that. Etsy has a huge trove of digital artists and designers that create SVGs, some specifically for Glowforge, some specifically just for lasers. And there is a huge variety and a lot of different projects that you can undertake. The project I'm going to be showing you today, I might do multiple projects, but it's going to be all from the same Etsy shop. The designs are a sort of eclectic decor, and I feel like this is going to be a pretty decent seller, especially around like Halloween and as gifts, and everybody who is into all kinds of like eclectic and witchy stuff. So I'm going to do a bit of a tutorial or sort of a crash course into getting started with the Glowforge, mostly in the getting started portion of like loading up a file, setting it up, setting the settings. I will share some of my settings that I use. Now keep in mind that the settings do vary between Glowforges. What works for one person may not work for another on their Glowforge. Also, the type of wood you're using, the type of material you're using to cut, engrave, score, will also greatly change the settings. Now, when it comes to materials, a lot of people tend to use wood with their Glowforge. It's very easy to use, very easy to cut. Wood makes some very nice projects. I typically use Baltic birch and some maple. I will show you the settings that I am using with my wood. Now, that may or may not work for you, so don't 100% go off of it, but it can give you a starting point, and then you can adjust your settings from there. When it comes to the settings, even if we are both using, say, Baltic birch, there are many different types of Baltic birch out there, different ways that it's made from all the different wood suppliers around the globe, and depending on where you are getting it from, it may be made slightly different, so the settings may not completely work, and you always have to adjust for a little bit of tweaking. So whenever you get a new supplier, a new material, I always recommend running a test. You can run an engraving test, scoring. There's files out there that will show you all different sorts of materials and how to engrave, score them, how to test for the different powers and see what works best for you. I will make a video on that in the future, but right now we're going to get started with the project. So here we have the Glowforge dashboard. This will show you all of your projects and everything that you have ready so far. So here I'm going to set up a new design. So let's pretend I just bought a file and I want to set that up. So this is your interface. It's very simple. I'm just going to hit the import artwork button and upload from file up here. And there's a ton of different artwork. You can search for something specific if you want. They have a couple recommended ones, but we're gonna hit the upload button. And now I'm going to go and find my graphic. So it's on, I paid for SVGs. We're going to, let's import this. Now graphics that you can import into the Glowforge, you want to either use SVGs and also use PDFs. SVGs are usually typically the best, but this file set that I bought seems to upload very easily in the PDF format, and it seems that everything works well with it. So in this case, this is a box that will hold this whole set of runes here. Now I'm gonna have to adjust the file a little bit, and right now you can currently see the last thing that I did cut on my Glowforge. So let's zoom out a little bit here. So I'll have to adjust this section a bit. So let's see, can I get everything to fit? Not quite. I'm gonna have to move these down a tiny bit and move these in a tiny bit. Okay. So I'll have to play around with the file, but you see how easy it is to just move whole groups of items. I don't want them too close, but close enough. Now if you put something too close with a laser, you can get a little bit of a flare up. So we'll just space these back out a tiny bit. Okay. So that fits much better on the laser bed. So as long as I have a full-size board, this will work just fine. Okay, now many files will have this little piece here that shows, you know, the red line, black line, what it's supposed to be if you're looking at it in a different program such as Affinity or something different. And then in this case, I just want to arrange the rest of my file here. Now once I actually go downstairs to my craft room and I turn on the Glowforge, this will show as online, and then it will allow me to get the file loaded and actually print it. But until then, I set everything up on the computer upstairs because my computer upstairs here is a lot more powerful. This is actually a computer that I have built myself. It is built as a gaming PC, but I found that it does work very well for design and editing and content creation. Now, when it comes to setting up the actual settings, you will see that I have a variety of custom settings already that I found that work for me. So in this case, this one will be the Baltic cut, which is the 1/8. When you click on the setting, it will show the outline of what you're cutting here. If I were to hit engrave, and you can see I'd be engraving all of those. I don't want to do that, I want to cut them. Now if I need to change a setting, I can click on this, and then I can see what speed, what power, and what I want to change. In this case, for my Baltic Birchwood 1/8 version, speed of 125 and a precision power of 100 is what works best for me. So what I want to do is everything that needs to be cut out is going to end up on that setting. I also have an ornament cut, which is a little bit of a faster speed. Actually, let me switch this to the ornament cut because I found that the ornament cut was working a lot better recently than the Baltic cut. I'm still always messing with the settings. Now when it comes to the engraving, so I actually have engraved agates, that's why I have this one on here, but we're going to do a Baltic engrave. So that's for my Baltic Birch. And the file is all set up and ready to go. All I have to do is hit print when my Glowforge is running. and that will start printing. hope you enjoyed this video. Made this to help out any other Glowforge beginners. Even if you're not a beginner, maybe you have learned something. If you have any tips or tricks that you would like me to go over, or you have any other suggestions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'll gladly take a look at them. If you have future video suggestions, if there's anything you want to see specifically with the Glowforge or learn how to do with the Glowforge, let me know. If I can, I will definitely make a video on it. I am enjoying making these tutorial videos too. Hopefully I'll be making a lot more of them in the future in the Glowforge, especially as I learn more and more. I've had the Glowforge for about 1.5 years now, if not maybe a little longer, and I absolutely love it. There is so much possibility with it. There is so much that I can do with it. It is an amazing addition to my little business, and it has helped grow my little business to a degree that I didn't think was possible, and it has helped spur even more ideas and more possibilities in the future. There are some very long-term projects that I'm working on with the Glowforge, and as those projects progress, I'll definitely be sharing some more of them on here with you guys. Let me know if you want to see anything specific, but in the meantime, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, check out the socials, everything's linked below. If you'd like to see any of the projects that I make with the Glowforge and all my other projects from the YouTube videos, they will all be listed in my Etsy shop until they're sold. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.